Hi, I'm Martha Mahoney, and I'm teaching law and social justice as a first-year elective this spring at Miami. I have been teaching this course in one form or another here since 1992, when I called it Private Practice in the Public Interest. And we were the first law school to put together a course that emphasized the many ways that people could get involved in public work, in public interest work during their careers, and study that while they were in law school. What is it that we cover in a course on social justice, which is just about as broad a topic as you could have? We start with the organization of the legal profession, the way that legal services are delivered to actual people who need them, and really most of the time not available to the people who need them. So we start with questions of access to justice, with what law students want to do, and with what will make it possible for law students to become the lawyers they want to be and hold on to their ideals and develop those ideals in some way so they fit in with their legal practice. This doesn't mean they all have to strictly work for public interest agencies. It's finding a way to become the lawyer you really want to be. Figure out what you want to study in law school that will help acquire the skills and the knowledge and the experience, the networks that you would need to make that happen, looking at the many possibilities involved. We also look at the whole structure of making rights claims and legal work with movements for social justice. And there's a lot of literature now on cause lawyering and the way lawyers work with communities. Our casebook covers a lot of that material. So within the course, there's a lot of written work and no exam. But if you think it would be easier to take a course with no exam, that would underestimate the interesting research involved in writing the papers for the class. So you will write one short analytical evaluation of some book on something about law and social justice. But most of what we do is do a case study of some recent interesting social justice and the law struggle. Sometimes it's a case, it went to court, there was a resolution. If the case is finished, you might get to read the files. Examples of that have included disability access to housing, have included employment rights cases that the ACLU brought, included free speech on the streets. Students study things like youth in the foster care system, immigrants and domestic violence, and more topics than I can tell you. Sometimes we've had a series of cases, a series of studies over time. So anything that's going on now, anything that interests you, might become a topic. I collect a bunch of topics and give students choices and assign groups to go do these case studies. So that's the main material we cover in the class. It gets students to meet public interest lawyers in this community today, whether they're in private practice doing some interesting field or they're working in some civil rights group or social service agency or anything else. Why should students take it? I think it's the only overview of what do you really want out of this experience. Plus, it's an opportunity to work with other students in group work during the first year who are interested in the same kind of thing. How will you be evaluated on the papers, and you can find out more about that with the course requirements or send me questions. But I've also got a question here that says, what's the best thing about the course? And definitely the best thing about this course, about teaching this course for me, is the students. Because when I put up a course on public interest law, I get fascinating people who sign up for that class year in and year out with different interests. All of them have something they want to do with their lives, and I think it's a really fantastic opportunity for me teaching here to meet a lot of wonderful people.